Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. How are you all? This is Professor Parvez, CEO, Independent Perception and Research Hub, welcoming you all to our new lecture of the masterclass of IPRH. You know that the main goal of IPRH is to enlighten the independent perception of individuals' thoughts by knowledge sharing, providing research news, training brainstorming, and research projects consultation with innovative ideas and organizing the talk shows with different research people from the different area around the world. So interested true research scholar are most welcome to join with IPRH, sharing your innovative ideas and research. To contribute the society power. Today we have our masterclass program, and in our masterclass program today we are inviting one eminent speaker or faculty from Oman. And the point is here that today our speaker Marikkar, M.Ed, B.Ed and B.Sc. So she is a trainer and teacher and the founder of Mind Faculty. She is an international certified trainer, skills development facilitator, NPL master practitioners, and mindfulness master practitioners. She is, for her passion for speaking and training, she enjoys assessing individual and companies of all size of achieving sustainable transformation. And she is also serving the country director of the Oman for International Perception Research Hub. So I am now welcoming her in our shows, and I believe that today our speaker will conducting this masterclass within a fruitful way so that the audience, the teachers, the students, those who are now with us, you will be benefited from this masterclass. And I am also just say one thing that this is a e-certificate course or e-certificate program. So after our faculty ended up this session, IPRH and we will provide a link. So within a few minutes of time, you just fill up the link, and within a 2 or 3 days, you will get your certificate in your email. So now I'm just inviting our today's speaker, Shiyama Hafeez Marikkar. Assalamu
Thank you very
alaikum,
much.
madam.
Walaikum salam and very good
How are
evening.
you? Good evening.
I'm
How are
good.
you?
I'm good. Thank you, sir. How are you doing?
I am fine, and it is our honor that we are again fund you in our advanced level masterclass program. That is, I am just always say that it is a continuous professional development program. So thank you so much, and I hope that today you will conduct a very much interesting topic that is called effective classroom management. So I think that this topic will be benefited for the teacher, for the audience, and those who actually the parents, those who are actually giving their child or children to school or in a college, they will also be benefited from your lecture. So within a, I the floor is your, madam. So I hope that you will conduct this session, and the audience, you feel free after you just say anything about this session or ask question to our faculty, and after the session our faculty will give your answer. So the floor is your, madam. So I am just sharing the slides now, so you just conducting this one. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Professor Mohammed Shahriar Parvez, the CEO of IPRH and the IPRH institution, for having me today for this wonderful evening to share my knowledge and expertise on effective classroom management. And I feel it's really honored, and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Uh, let's begin with our session today. So, today I have chosen a very good topic, I feel, because this is the right time that teachers are seeking out for some strategies for effective classroom management. As you all know, that we have just started our academic session. Most of, I'm sure, most part of the world, they have just started in the September. So you might be wondering, or you might be struggling sometimes if you are a new teacher, how to handle these situations, how to manage my classroom effectively so that I can provide and conducive learning environment for my students, right? So I thought of sharing my knowledge and expertise, as I have experience teaching different levels of students, like from middle schools to primary level to and secondary level to trainers like adult learners, right? So I thought of choosing this topic and share my knowledge and expertise with you all. And let's look at first our agenda before we deep dive into today's session. Today, I'm going to just introduce about why this is classroom management is important and why it is useful for teachers to learn about some strategies, and then what are the effective classroom management strategies that can be used in any educational setting. And then to implement these strategies, we also have to develop a management plan, right? Classroom management plans. I will be looking at that. And then I will also be discussing some strategies for building positive relationships, how essential it is or crucial it is to develop a positive relationship with your students. And then, last but not the least, dealing with challenging classroom situations. This is the most important thing that I'm sure most of the teachers are looking for. Let's look at that. And firstly, why is classroom management important? And as a teacher, I'm very sure that for me, even still today, if there's a new classroom, if I am going to handle new students, a bunch of new students, so I have to think of different things, anticipate things before I start my lessons. And if you're a new teacher or even the experienced teacher, all teachers have the key in their hand to unleash the potential of their students by using effective classroom management strategies. Because of that only we can enhance students' learning. So we have seen in all my other lectures, we have seen that many effective classroom strategies. But to implement those strategies, we must have a first well-managed classroom, right? So let's look at why it is important to have a well-managed classroom. Now, first thing is increased classroom engagement, which means a positive classroom management always creates a safe and comfortable learning environment. Children feel supported and safe, comfortable. That is the most important thing. Before they getting started to learn, they should feel supported, comfortable, and safe, right? And then when we establish a set of rules or a classroom management strategies, the students' behavior get better. So they behave well. So this effective classroom helps prevent disruptive behavior and a great way to promote good behavior as well. Because we make our plan and we implement it so children come to know what are the consequences of good behavior as the same time a misbehavior or poor behavior we can see, so that it all the time it helps them to internalize the rules and regulations so they behave well, they try to behave well to get the impression of teacher, right? So this is important. And the next thing is improved learning outcomes. Better behavior and more student participations mean that your students are learning more from your lessons and seeing better academic success. This is not only just a saying or a statement, it is also have been proven by researchers that most of the classroom factors, that there are many, more than 28 factors that determines the success of academic students' academic success. But the most important thing is classroom management. So, how well the classroom is managed by the teacher or the facilitator is very important to have a good learning outcome. And better time management. Once we set our rules and if we have a good classroom management, the timing will be saved in many ways. It helps you to give more time back in your day by having good system. Children, we don't have to remind them constantly about the rules and regulation because they know them, and so that they understand there's a clarity in what to learn and what to do and what not to do. So this is so important. These are the benefits of classroom management, having a good classroom management skill or strategies. Now, let's look at, we all know that we start our education from KG to primary, right? This is the initial stage of everyone's educational journey. So, positive classroom management for elementary in the sense these students are young comparatively. If you compare to middle school and secondary school or high school students, they are very young and their psychological needs are different. So, we cannot approach them in a like we treat uh, trainee or adult learners. We cannot treat them like adults. So, we have to first look at their uh, mindsets, right? Psychological needs and everything. So the teacher has to be very well prepared. And I'm quite sure these elementary or primary teachers, they struggle a lot in controlling or classroom management, right? So so that's why I started with elementary students, because they have to plan, they have to prepare and ahead well to manage your classroom throughout the year. So first important thing is that creating a positive classroom environment is important. It's not only about like we see environment that the societal environment or the atmosphere we create, but also the physical environment also plays a crucial role. For example, by arranging a furniture in a way that promotes collaboration and minimizing distractions, you can create a more conducive learning environment. So we cannot just expect children to sit anywhere and uh, just keep the things the way it is and expect them to behave well. It's our duty or responsibility as teachers to make that, to create that environment, including physical environment. So we have to think in advance about how we have arranged our furnitures. It could bring a big impact on how they learn and how they behave. So first thing is the physical environment, the classroom. Just have a clear look at how is your classroom arranged. Is it distraction free, or how the seating arrangement has made? Or do I have to make any amendment on that? So you have to consider from the physical environment. And what about the wall? What are the wall decorations has been done? And do I have to put some um, extra things here, or should I remove something here? Is it boring? Is it eye catching? Is it motivating students? So everything can be done through your physical environment. So first focus on the physical environment. It will definitely give them a boost. Like you don't have to scream, you don't have to keep saying things. When you show them physically well presented in your classroom, so you create a more comfortable, safe environment for them. Most importantly, small students want fun while they're learning, right? So keep things clean and hygienic, at the same time very attractive. And the next thing is, though they are small children, we have to implement, or we have to establish some rules and expectations. So establishing clear rules and expectations is key to preventing disruptions in the classroom. So it's the first class itself. We have to tell them, or how, what are my expectations, these are the classroom rules, what will happen if you do behave good behavior, show good behavior, and what can be the other consequences, right, if you don't behave well. So these things should be clearly communicated with students. Most of the time some teachers, they keep in their mind, but they forget to communicate with children. It is important to tell them quite often, not only once, twice, until they find it, this is the role, this is the expectation of my class teacher or the subject teacher, right? So having the rules and saying them repeatedly and reinforcing is most important. And then routines and procedures. And we all have routines in schools, right? Routines, morning routines, and also transition routines, subject to subject. So these times are the most children get distracted, because they are like moving, and they got their mind, and also they physically they have to move sometimes. So these things we have to clearly mention them. Morning routines are crucial for maximizing instructional time and minimizing disruptions. So establishing a consistent morning routine and transitional routine can help students feel prepared. They feel prepared and ready to learn for the day. So what to expect, right? When you are ready, you can contribute, you feel confident, you feel comfortable. So to do this, we should have a clear, um, consistent routines we have to set, and we have to establish it. And the next thing is, another aspect we can say of positive classroom management for elementary student is behavior management. Having clear and consistent routines for transitioning between activities can help minimize disruptions and help students stay on track. Rewarding good behavior can encourage students to continue to exhibit positive behavior. So we can give them, when they show the behavior, while we are enforcing these rules and regulations like daily, what we can do is we also can reinforce, and we can celebrate, and we can give them rewards to them. They are, when they shows their good behaviors or exhibit their good characters. So in this way, when you encourage them, they feel like doing more. So these are the main four aspects of positive classroom management for elementary students. Now, quite if you just talk about a typical classroom, could be any maybe middle school, or maybe secondary school, any things, maybe your trainers, or maybe college level. We should have some strategies to use, right? Like for elementary, we can have special, but for others also, even we can have strategies to have a good classroom for that, so that the students can learn well, they can contribute well, right? So first, what we have to do is, we have to identify the problem. So what is the problem? What is the area? Identify the specific problem areas in classroom that need to be addressed. So you may have planned nicely, but still you may find some in right while you are putting into practice, you may find some more areas should be developed or some other disruption which you never expected but you are experiencing for the first time. So you have to first identify the problem, right? It could be include disruptions, lack of engagement, why students are not participating, or poor behavior. So first identify what is your problem. Even though you have well prepared everything, but still you have problems. So what is that problem? Identifying the problem is most important. And then set clear goals. What are your objectives, right? And your expectations, and also align with the students' needs for overall learning objectives. So you may have learning objectives at the same time, but your students are not, their needs are different. So you have to match them accordingly. You have to set the goals according to that. For example, if you have something else in your curricula to teach them, maybe you find your student is not up to the mark to clearly uh, express that. Sometimes you may have to go a little bit lower your expectation and teach little bit lower level and then bring them to that level, right? So it depends. So you have to know your clear goals. What is your goal? And once you come to know your goals, when you are very clear about that, you can develop a plan. So develop a plan for what? Implementing your classroom management strategies, including you can include specific activities for that, right? Expectations and procedures. So first you identify the problem. And once you know that if is this is a problem because my learning objectives are this, my student needs is this, so how I can cater it, how I can tailor it and make it a productive plan, right? So you can develop a plan accordingly. And then you can also, it's not like just developing a plan and saying rules. You can integrate classroom activities into classroom management strategies. For example, if let's say your class children, you have prepared everything very neatly, nicely, but the children's you see most of the children are not uh, well, they are not maintaining the classroom well hygienic or clean. So you can do an activity like learning through that, right? Like a life skill, you can take some time off of your lesson and teach them how to keep this classroom, how to keep maintain these things, how to take responsibility of your properties and others' properties. So in this way, you can create an activity like what you learn from that, and ask them to write it what you have learned from this today's lesson, so that they get what you expect. And then communicate with students. Explain your classroom management strategies to students, including the rationale behind them and what is expected. So this should be very clear. When you don't repeat it, for example, some teachers they may have a set of rules in their mind, but they don't. They have said it, but few times until that expected behavior you can see in your students, you have to keep repeating on that, reinforcing. And meanwhile, even one or two students may show that behavior. So what you have to do, you have to reward them. So that reinforce it, right? Positive behavior. So they get that teacher wants this from me. So that will be a great motivation for them. And at the same time, very easy for you to manage or control the class. And be consistent. Apply the strategies consistently and fairly, and sometimes you may have to adjust also if necessary. Right? Your expectation, there are these things, and your learning outcomes doesn't match. Okay, let review it and again prepare it, adjust it. And also, once you are going through with months, what you can do is you can monitor your progress. Monitor the progress of your classroom management strategies and evaluate their effectiveness regularly to see what, if anything, is needed. So, monitoring your own evaluation is also very important here. It's not like I have set the clear goals and I have established the rules. Now, children know that, then they will not like that. Now, when you implement it, you will get through many other obstacles or challenges. So, reflect it. Is it working for my students? Even if I have planned well, if not, you can adjust it, right? And for if you say that now, if we have everything, how to develop a classroom management plan? So, first and foremost, you should have a clear expectations. State that expectation clearly, behavior-wise and academic expectation for your students. You can post them in their wall also. This reminds me most of our high schoolers or middle schoolers also to some extent, or a college people. We can they are not punctual behavior wise, they are fine most of the time comparing to elementary students and all, but the academic expectations sometimes they don't submit their assignments. So in this case, you can in advance you can tell them with the classroom management plan, not only the behavioral expectation, you can also state your academic expectation when to submit, how you can develop their individual learning things, right? They are responsible for their learning. So at the same time, they will be expecting some independence also. So how to adjust all this, find the balance, all these things also very important. And then routines. Outline daily routines like entering, existing class, transition, supplies, assignments, predictability reduces disruptions, right? So routines as clear routines, having it, establishing it, and implementing it, and expecting children to model you. You show it, so they will definitely. So when you are repeatedly telling that to the to your students until they make it a habit, they feel that this she's after this or she needs this, she her expectation is this, that's why she's repeating every day, right? So that those routines and rules should be uh, established. And also if your students are grown up, like as I mentioned earlier, if they're high schoolers or secondary students even, and for other adult learners, college level students, you can involve them in making rules also. That is the most important thing, because they know they have the independencies to choose, and they will come up with very good creative ideas. So when you involve them in creating or setting rules, they feel valued, and they feel like, they are respected, so they feel comfortable there and safe there, and it also help you to build good relationship with them. And rewards. Detail a system of positive reinforcement for meeting expectations like praise, stickers, prizes, make rewards meaningful. This is applicable for small grade students, right? They are after these happy faces and stickers and marks and right, so these things may encourage them, and they are very happy to receive this. But for the higher graders, as high school teachers or secondary school teachers, you may make it may not be helpful for them, but you can give them some time off, like when if you show this behavior, if you complete this assignment at this given period of time, you will be rewarded with a to sing a song, or like, the free time. They value that. So you can have the system differently according to your students level. And then also the consequences. Most importantly, outline appropriate escalating consequences for misbehavior, from warning to call home, for be consistent on that. And not only just saying the rules and regulations, or rules and expectations, you can also remind the consequences of poor behavior or misbehavior, so that they know that what can happen. I might the teacher might complain to the higher authority, or they might complain to my parents. So these type of things also should be on and off reminded them, so that they get to know, no, I should not fall into that category, no, I should maintain my behavior. These are the some plan, how you can, what are the steps of plan, we can say, or the components of effective classroom management plan. And another thing is, we can use our language. How we communicate with our students is most crucial when it comes to managing your classroom. For example, how we speak with them or talk to them. For the small children or a primary level classroom rules, we can say raise your hand to speak. But this kind of instructions or expectation, if you say for the higher grades, they might laugh sometimes, right? So it depends on the situation. So now you can say only one person speaks at a time. These type of statements can be written and stick on the wall also as classroom rules. Do not eat or litter in the classroom. So constantly, when you repeat these things, they know that they become aware that my teacher is expecting these things from me. So I have to be very careful with my things, right? But especially with behavior, to not fight, ask permission before you leave the classroom, respect other people's belonging, right? So these type of statements can be repeated at the same time can be written and put on the walls as a classroom walls for primary students, but reinforcing them and enforcing them repeatedly is most important to bring it as a habit for them. And secondary classrooms, you can say that cooperate with your teacher and classmates. You can make them feel like they are your assistants. It's not like my classroom, I'm the boss here, you have to listen to me. Or you can say a teacher is tired now, just try to help, right? Cooperate with your teacher and classmates. So these are the nice words, nice language that we can use to bring their attention towards us or to manage our classroom, to bring their good behavior, right? To implement or establish a good behavior in them. And respect the rights and other properties of others. So when you speak in this language, they get to know it is, yeah, what teacher saying is true. Everyone has to respect everyone demands, right? So she should be given and taken. Carry out your student responsibilities. So when you talk in such manner, they know that we are now not small children. We have responsibility towards our classroom, our education, our learning outcome, our behavior, right? Everything. Keep track of your own supplies, books, and assignments. This is most important, especially with boys. They are not punctual in submitting assignments. I have come out, that's my experience. I don't know, I'm sure most of you have become got that experience. So we can, in advance, like in the beginning of the year, we can tell them that your assignments is most important. So this type of keep track of your own supply. So you are responsible for your studies, right? So giving them the opportunity to be uh, that's responsible enough to take care of their things, not only things and also their assignments. Ask for help when you need it. Yes, of course. Like everyone needs help. It's not we are superiors or we are coming to school to learn or we are coming to college to learn. Everyone wants to learn more. If you want to learn more, your teacher is happy to help you. That message should be conveyed by that. And turn your work in on time and accept responsibility for grades and with other consequences. So how you behave and what is the results will be. If you could behave good, you will get this maybe a free what do you say that free period to sing or to show your extracurricular talents, or else maybe a treat from teacher, a meal or something like that, something whatever their interest depending on your students interests, and we can design that. And with this, most importantly, all these strategies will work if you have good relationship with your students. So building a good relationship is a very crucial component of uh, effective classroom management. So even if the adult learners, as I mentioned, the language can be used in a very we say that art of eloquency, right? How we use the language, we don't have to shout at them, we don't have to humiliate them, but the way that we convey the message, the way we speak, they get to know that teacher is now aware of my action, so my behavior. For example, let's say a student or a trainee or maybe a college student is playing with his phone while you are doing lectures. So it is not an appropriate behavior. But at the same time, you cannot scream at them, keep this, and you cannot shout at them or you cannot humiliate them in front of others. So what you can do here is you can practice art of eloquency, like saying to them, like in a composed manner but firm manner. We can say, is everything all right with you, XYZ? Do you need any time off this? I see you urgent. Is anything urgent? You are with the phone now. Do you need time some off? Otherwise, I don't want you to miss the lesson. Right? In this way, when you say to them, even the tough students or the students, they were not just simply scrolling the screen, they will stop doing that. There may be not be a urgent thing, but they're simply scrolling. But they will come to know that teacher is aware about it. At the same time, she respected me, right? So in this way, how we handle the situation is most important. So first, we have to build a good relationship. Building positive relationship with students is like building a tower of Jenga blocks. Each block represents a positive interaction or gesture. And the stronger the tower, the stronger the relationship. Exactly. So how you interact with them, how you communicate with them at the same time, your body language gestures even, right? So it shows that how much you care about your students and how it helps you to build a strong relationship. And these relationships with students are crucial component of building effective classroom management. One great strategy for building positive relationship with students is to get to know them individually. So how you can get to know them individually? You can uh, at the initial stages of your days or the class lessons. If they are new strangers, right? We have ice breaking things like introducing each other, get to know about each other. You can know about their interest, hobbies. So you can ask them to write even, right? The initial stages. So you will get to know about what is their interest. So they also feel like connected with their teacher because she's interested in me, my about my hobbies and interest. So that means she cares, right? So not only coming and giving the lectures and going. So this is most important to know about them individually. And in other some cases, maybe family backgrounds will be different. Children come from different backgrounds, right? So some children may go through emotional trauma. Some may have going through financial problems. So it depends. So as teachers, we should know each individual students what is their need, right? And for even if they are a cheerful, good children, they are coming from good family background, still they may struggle from the acceptances, right? Why teachers not accountability? They want teachers to feel that safe and comfortable environment. So when you get to know about them individual level, they feel comfortable with us. So creating yes, acknowledging and validating students' feelings and actively listening to their concerns can help them feel more comfortable and open in the classroom. Even the shy students will open up and talk to you, right? Although we say that silent workers or slower students, so they will try to share their feelings and these things. And creating a supportive classroom community is also a key component of positive relationship with students. It's not only about teacher student individual connection, it's also about the community. Everyone should feel like I'm belonging to a positive community where I'm in a safe environment. So I can share everything, I can learn everything, right? So that sense of community also should be developed among students. Celebrating student success and creating a positive and uplifting classroom environment can also go a long way in fostering sense of community. So we can celebrate students once if one student get good things. If you celebrate, then they will also feel like that teacher is very happy with this kind of behavior or the achievement. So they take like they inspire, right? They get motivated. So yeah, not only like just to show them that you are good and he is good. I would like separately individually praising them. It's also important to create a good community in your classroom. And conflict resolution skills can also help build positive relationships with students as well. So you should know as a teacher how to handle conflict resolution. So that's a skills or how to handle difficult situations, conflict situation among students. Dealing with challenging classroom situation. This is the most anticipated segment, I'm sure. So, how to deal with challenging things? Not only like daily we have to keep an eye on our expectation rules and reinforcing positive and these things, and this will be our regular things. But and even if you plan very nicely, it can be a difficult task for teachers to deal some challenging situation. It can you can encounter, right? So how we can handle that? Disruptions can be a real curveball for both students and the teacher, right? So because it sucks all the momentum out of lesson, so you find it very difficult to bring students on the track again. And conflicts between students also very disruptive to classroom management. Handle this situation by using problem solving approaches. So you can handle this situation problem solving approaches in the sense like not thinking it as a problem, find a solution for that, right? So you can ask children to express their feelings and their concerns in a very respectful manner. At the same time, listen actively. Give some time. Why? What happened? What is their concern? What is this person is saying? What is the other person is saying? So listen to them without telling this is what you have to do, or commanding them or demanding them. And such situation, you have to be very calm and composed to handle that situation. That's the most important thing. I felt in my even experience. Sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time in some classes, these things happens. Even the best teachers, they encounter these situations. So first things you have to tell yourself is you have to be calm and relax, not to carry away with that things. Try to control your emotions and just to listen what other person has to say. And finding a common ground between these two people is most important. You don't take any side of other person, or you have to take common ground here, and then listen carefully, find a common ground, don't take sides. Otherwise it will take teachers taking the other side of the student, right? It will be like partial you are taking. So it's better to calm and quiet and listen to them and tell them what they have to say, and then find the common ground. And because conflicts are inevitable in any classrooms, right? Students conflicts, I mean. So we can anticipate it, but we have to be first, we as teachers or facilitators, we have to be calm and composed to handle them. And managing difficult behaviors, that is another thing. So defiance, aggression, and non-compliance can be nightmare for any teacher to handle. To manage these behaviors, use positive reinforcement strategies like acknowledging and rewarding positive behaviors to try to curb behavior before it starts. So when you have a good uh, rules and regulation and a routine in your classroom, you will be keep encouraging students, right? When they show some positive things, you will be rewarding them. So these type of should, if you are from the beginning, if you are doing that, you can this type of you can minimize this behavior, difficult behaviors. Children knows that till teacher doesn't like these behaviors, she like this type of behavior, she encourages them, she motivates them. So you have to start from the beginning so that you can minimize. So if it get worst situation, like you cannot handle, you are a new teacher, or maybe sometimes even some students are very difficult, so at that time you can seek support from the colleagues or your experienced teachers who have handled them already, right? At the same time, administration also, college administration, principals, or administrations you might be having, and social workers will be there in schools. So you can seek help also. So having a personalized support system you have created, creating for yourself is important. At the same time, if it goes out of control, you can seek help even. You can learn from them, and you can also at that moment you can consult them even. And that is why we say differentiated classroom management is very important. What does that mean? It is super important to recognize and address the unique needs, abilities, and backgrounds of our students. So each student is different. They are coming from different background, different knowledge they have, different social, emotional uh, background they have, right? So they are not all same. So we have to understand that, and we can use this thing. We can make sure that they feel valued and supported by utilizing this. They are, first we have to understand them, but we have to know about them. How, that's why in the just a few minutes before I said that we have to know them by individually. It's very important. It's helpful for us because even if the child behaves in a different way or a difficultly or a very if he misbehaves, there may be some reason behind it, right? So maybe a family background, maybe his ability, maybe his self-esteem, different things can be there. So we have to know them from their personal level, so that we can customize our classroom management plans and strategies to meet their needs and our outcomes, right? So when it comes to students with challenging behaviors, there is no one size fits all solution. You may need to develop individualized behavior plans that take into account the unique needs of each student. So each student may be with different way they will have to handle, right? So you should know where are they coming from, what is their need, what is the reason they behave like this. So accordingly you can plan your management things also. So this could involve setting achievable goals. So if these students behave like this, what is your next step that you will take? What At the same time providing positive reinforcement and using restorative practices to address behavior issues. So these type of things, that if you know that maybe you are handling 2 3 classes, not all classes are same, right? So on that, even in that classroom, not all children are same. So you have to know about them individually and then make a plan accordingly. And if they are uh, if you have many children, it's rarely happened, but still if they most of the children are misbehaving, and then it's very different for you to control them, so you have to plan accordingly. To first assess their behavior, how why they are behaving like this, what is the problem, what is the solution, what is the problem, right? Identify it, and how you can improve it, how you can play the crucial role here to bring them to control, right? In a possible. Meanwhile, you have to keep the relationship also with them, good relationship. So this come together when you control or you have an effective classroom management. So try to understand each students and take what is their needs and how you can bring them a step ahead, like measurable, achievable goals we see, right? So that you can work towards them and see how it works. And having said this is not like we cannot say one size fit all, right? So we have to practice. We have to find the problem and find the solution and implement and see it how it works. If it doesn't work, we can make adjustments. It's a continuous journey. Still, most importantly, as I mentioned earlier, if you have a proper plan in advance and if you carry out these rules and expectation as a routine and positive reinforcement, you will find a big difference in handling these students, and you will feel happy, and you will feel teaching happy, and you will you see the outcome also, better outcome in academic achievements. With this, let me conclude my session today. So there are days when it can be hard to remember, but it is your classroom just as much as your student's classroom. So inculcate in them that it is Not my classroom, not your classroom, it our classroom. So in some certain situations, it becomes mine when you behave poorly, right? And it becomes yours when you are doing your learning things. I can only guide you. You are responsible for your learning, right? And it becomes ours when we collaborate, when we discuss. So we have to tell them, students, take responsibility in every situation. And so teachers have the right responsibility, right, and also responsibility to have a classroom management strategies to create a conducive learning environment, right, and their student can thrive. So if you want to level up it, like sometimes you may struggle, you may find it it's difficult to handle if you are especially a new teacher, so that feel free to ask help from your senior teachers, and you talk to them, or you can also some courses management, you can attend some because it is a skill, can be it is not a born talent. Classroom management strategies is a skill, so it can be learned. Look for professional help, right? And also sometimes so it can be helpful. It's my way of doing things when things goes wrong, or some management strategy, if you find it is useful, or sometimes misbehavior even, you can have a note of in your lesson plan, or sticky note, something reminding that you have to reflect on this later, or some good behavior, some good things that you can reuse it again in another classroom or another context, right? So this taking notes is also very useful, and reflect constantly on your whatever the effect, the strategies that you put in, how effectively it is working, and measure it, and keep on making bringing new things to that, and try to improve it if it doesn't work. So that's all from me today. I hope you all find something useful from my masterclass today, and please put that into practice, and let me know that how it worked well. Thank you very much, and over to you, Dr. Professor Farvaz.
Thank you so much, madam. This is a great session. I think there are so many viewers from all around the world, and so many professors also here. Professor Nada actually was here, and also Professor Aisha Khatun was here. So they are very much enjoying this masterclass program, and there are so many faculties from all around the world, like from Georgia, from also Nigeria, and also from Bangladesh, from India. So I hope that this masterclass session give you the right track of effective classroom management. Yes. From my side, I give you a great thanks to you, because it is a very research topic. Like as a faculty, if you want to manage your classroom, then if it is an effective way, if it is an ineffective way, or it is not possible to manage the classroom, then it's not possible to handling the student properly. Like in my experience, I'm also conducting the tertiary level class, like the university level class, and that is a classroom, but sometimes the students are not attractive at the time. So if you are not managing the classroom in a effective way, like an effective way, then it is not possible to collaborate the student and teacher relationship. If it is not possible to collaborate the student and teacher relationship, then it is not possible to deliver the lecture in an effective way. So
Exactly.
I think it's a very much important and wonderful topic for the teacher, for the parents, and for the students also, because as a student you have to know about that how you can behave in a classroom, and there is a conflict. You just mention each and everything point to point, So from my side, I give you again a heartful thank from me and also
Um,
from IPRH, and also the audience give a lots of love to you, lots of appreciation to you. So I hope that in a next session or in a future time, you will give us a more interesting topic on this masterclass session, because IPRS always believes that knowledge is power and power give you the freedom, and you give us that knowledge from your side from Oman. I know that you are so much busy in your days, and within a busy schedule you just give us this interesting and wonderful session of classroom management. So within a few minutes we will conduct this session. So from your side, if you have any message to our audience, please, madam.
Thank you very much, Dr. Professor Parvez and the IPRH, and also my, as you mentioned, all the global audience for tuning in today. And I'm really happy and really feel honored and pleasure to share my knowledge and experience with someone. If someone can benefit from that, I'm yeah really happy. And thank you very much. It's really honor for having me here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, thank you. And we know that you are our country director of Oman, and from we hope that in future you will also sharing with us more innovative educational show with
Definitely.
IPRS Oman. So thank you
Yes.
so much from my side. We hope that we will get you again in our another session or in our another program. So thank
Sure,
you
sure.
so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Dear audience, today we are just observe the effective classroom system from our faculty, Shiyama Hafeez Marikkar from Oman, the country director of Oman. So IPRH. So we hope that as a faculty you have to learn something from this master class, because this is a continuous professional development program. So our e-certificate link already provided in our inbox message area. So you just fill up this form, Google form from your side, because our link will be closed within a 1 hour. So we hope that you will fill up this e-certificate Google form and get your e-certificate within a 2 or 3 days through email. So thank you so much to being with us, to being with IPRS, because IPRS always believes that knowledge is power and power give you the freedom. So be happy, be healthy, and be with us with IPRS official Facebook page and also IPRS official YouTube channel, because this session will be uploaded in our YouTube channel very soon. So you can also learn more and more from our YouTube channel. So thank you so much. Be happy, be healthy. Assalamu alaikum.